The Yu-Gi-Oh! Trading card game has over 10,000 unique cards for players to collect, trade, and construct their own personal decks. But what would happen if players only had access to the bare minimum? In this series, both TheRJB0 and myself will each open a very select amount of sealed product. Once we open that product, we must build a deck using only those specific cards pulled, that's it. And at the end of each episode, we discard the entirety of our pulls to the graveyard and start from scratch with a new product. Every card counts. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Sealed Showdown. If you want 5% off any singles or sealed product, click the affiliate links in the description and use code Cimoooooooo5. And clicking the TCG Player affiliate link before you shop helps support us to provide you with more amazing content. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the wonderful Sealed Showdown, and Galactic Overlord is today's set. This set has some pretty interesting stuff because Hieratics are quite low rarity, so we're going to see how much that plays a role in today's episode. 24 packs, let's flip it up and see what we get. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. Like, Nebthet and things are at, like, common, and the thing is, these cards are actually, like, just sort of decent. Like, this is removal, effectively, in a monster, so that's pretty good to have. Butterfly Yoke is, like, an interesting battle trick that's probably going to see a lot of play this episode, and Light Ray Diabolos is actually a decent rare if we have enough lights, i.e. Hieratics, to be able to support it, but that's a pretty big bomb if we can play it.
Man, I could have played Raw Yellow Mega Pack for weeks. I would happily open that set over and over again and keep playing, but time marches on, and so must we. It is time for Galactic Overlord, which has a lot of really sick commons and rares. Let's see if we can get a playset of Tefnuits. Pack 1, Sect Conversion. This is, I believe, the Snatch Steal for Inzectors. A pretty good card. I'm not sure we're going to be able to use it, considering I'm pretty sure Ladybug is the only Inzector that we can run. Nitwit Outwit is a genuinely very strong card, though. I'm also intrigued by Light Ray Daedalus. I'm not sure we're going to have access to enough light monsters in the graveyard in order to use it, but if we can, this card is very good.
Back number 2. Ooh, Tefnuit. That's pretty good if we want to go down the Hieratic strat, and a set coming in at common as well. We can maybe even afford to play, like, the bad Hieratics by competitive standards, because for Sealed Showdown, they're probably good enough.
Pack number 2, another Absorbing Jar. This card is fairly good. Evilsar Darwino is also a solid card. It's got 2200 attack, and you can summon it off of Laga Sucho. Berserk Scales is also an interesting battle trick. It's fairly bad because it loses your monster 2000 attack during the end phase, but if it's a monster we're going to tribute away or we are going to Xyz summon with, then that's probably perfectly fine.
Light Ray Sorcerer coming in the rare slot as well, and there's our first holo, Hieratic Dragon of Sutek. Now, the thing is, again, it really depends on the way the rest of our pulls look. We're getting a lot of, like, the common Hieratics and even just some of the good light payoffs, so our deck's already looking pretty solid. Even Light Ray Daedalus is probably playable in this episode. And it's going to be cool to be slinging some gigantic light bombs for sure.
Next one, a Light Ray Sorcerer. This is probably the best Light Ray monster, although it's a little bit more difficult than the others to put onto the board. I will definitely be looking out for that. Next one, Hammer Shark, if I remember correctly, is a potentially really good card, but Flame Tiger is very solid. This card basically is a free special summon at the cost of your draw, but the ability to regain tempo off this card is very good. There are also our first 2 big Hieratic monsters. We've gotten a couple of Newits, but these are the ones we really want to look for because these are the combo pieces for the deck. Doom Donuts, by the way, is a very funny card because it kind of counters Hieratics. It's definitely not going to work, but it's very funny that it could actually come up in this episode.
Nomadic Force is also an interesting common card because it's like Exiled Force, but with, like, extra steps, because you have to kill something in battle, but then if you do, you get to sack it to pop something else your opponent controls. I think it has to be in face-down defense, unfortunately, but it is a way to get a 1 for 2, which is pretty nice. Also, 1700 is pretty good. Blade Bouncer, I think this saw play in the Auction series at one point, so that card's not terrible, 1800. And an ultra rare Beatron. This card is actually, like, okay because it allows us to just like resurrect other cards. I think we need like multiple B-trons though for this to be good, sadly. Also, Berserk Scales is an interesting battle trick that we may end up playing.
Pack number 5, Hieratic Dragon of Asar. This is a card that I have not read in a very long time, but you know, Hieratics are Hieratics. Okay, Hieratic Dragon of Azar is kind of a boss monster for the deck. It's got the highest attack of any of them so far. I'm actually pretty glad to have this one. Cameraclops is also a really interesting card. This is a comeback mechanic, the type of which we usually don't have in this series. The ability to destroy a monster at the start of the damage step as long as it has higher defense than Cameraclops' attack. Cameraclops is pretty dinky, so we're probably going to have an opportunity to do that. Blade Bouncer, also an interesting card. It's an 1800, so that's pretty much what it's got, but the other Bouncer card is a 2400 1 tribute that if it's sent to the graveyard can add Blade Bouncers to our hand, which could be really valuable.
Ooh, Hieratic Seal of Banishment. This card actually didn't really see play in competitive because it's not that great, but for sealed it's fantastic because this is removal as long as we're on Hieratics. Tribute a Hieratic monster, target a card your opponent controls, banish that target. I will happily take this.
Pack number 6, Evo Price is our rare. We've got another Esset, another Bright Star Dragon, that's a 1900, that's great to see. Another Nitwit Outwit, we do want to see 3 copies of that card, and then Hieratic Seal of the Dragon King. Pack number 7, yo, there's a Shark Drake. Okay, we now have a payoff for getting multiple 4s on the board. This is also a card that we can use with Xyz's Wrath. Hieratic Seal of Banishment, also a sick card to pull. Yeah, Shark Drake is a sick card. I'm excited to summon this one. Terrible as my history with rank 4s that require 3 monsters in order to summon, maybe. Butterfly Oak is such a sick card. I'm excited to get this card. Hopefully we can get 3 of it too.
Bright Star Dragon's also pretty good just because it's a 1900 in the common slot. Like, the base stats of monsters in this set is actually quite high, which usually makes for an exciting episode. Rocket Arrow Express. I vaguely remember this from, like, the video games, I think. Can't be normal summoner set. Must be special summoned from your hand by controlling no cards. It can't be special summoned other ways. You can't conduct your battle phase to turn you special this. You can't activate cards or effects or set any cards. During each of your standby phases, destroy the cards unless you send your entire hand to the graveyard. Minimum 1. This is a 5,000 attack monster. So if we find ourselves in a scenario where we're like top decking, we could just drop this. And if Robert doesn't have removal, this could just win us the game. So it's a bit slow because we can't attack the turn we summon it, but like imagine dropping this thing on him. Holy shit.
Gaga Gardna, if I remember correctly, is pretty good. It's a 2000 defender and has the ability to protect itself. We got another Nitwit Outwit. We are now on 3 of that and 3 Storm, and there's our 3rd Newit as well. So our hieratic pool is looking pretty solid. I'm hoping to see our rares round out well with it. Oh, Bouncer Guard, by the way, also a pretty sick card since the Bouncers are so good on their own. Next back, a Photon Pappy Operative. There is an Xyz monster we can much more reliably go into. Since we have the 4 materials that we do, this card may be our real win condition. We can use it with Xyz Wrath and with Xyz Unit, potentially, in order to be able to put on the pressure. There's another Esset and another Nebthet. I'm pretty sure I'm at 3 of each of those.
Moonlit Papillon is an interesting card we haven't gotten yet, so this is just effectively a recruiter for this episode as long as we play other Butter Spy cards, and so if we're looking for like tribute summon fodder, this is a good card to play.
There's our Tefnuit. There it is. We hope to see 3 of those, but 1 is very good to see in the first half of our packs. Also, not for nothing, we've gotten a lot of light monsters between Cameraclops and our Hieratics. The light ray monsters may actually be worth running.
Oh, hell yeah. What we should have called this show from the beginning, Nitwit Outwit. I think this also saw play in Auction Series, funny enough. So you discard a monster, target a face-up monster on the field, and it loses attack equal to the discarded monster's original attack. So this is another battle trick. It is a 2-for-1, but honestly, this is really funny, and with removal not being the most abundant, we may have to play this.
Next back, there's a Light Ray Gearfried. I think the summoning condition one is the hardest one of them all. Aquamir Cycle is really good if we were running water monsters, but we are probably not. Another butterfly yoke is fantastic. We would love to see 3 of those, and a Watt-tailed dragon. This is the first of those. I'm happy to see one. I hope that we see 3.
Oh shit, we just got a secret rare tardy orc. This may be one of, if not the best secret in the whole set, and the reason for that is that it's a 2200 normal summon. It can't attack the turn we normal summon it, but who gives a shit? That's gonna be so hard to kill. Robert's gonna shit when he sees this. Oh my god.
Next back, a hieratic seal of reflection for our super rare. I'm not familiar with this card. Oh, this card's sick. It's a negate. Actually, the more I think about this, the better this card is. Even if we don't have an Xyz payoff for the hieratics, this is a payoff for getting our big egg onto the board, which allows us to get a free negate out of it. That's pretty awesome, actually.
A second hieratic seal of banishment. That's insane if we get enough of the hieratic support, which I think our commons are rounding out pretty nicely. We are missing maybe more copies of like Tefnuit, but honestly, we've still got halfway to go.
All right, we're about halfway through, and I'm already seeing basically everything we could want for a deck. Getting the 3 Tefnuit would be awesome, but other than that, I think we're doing really, really well so far, just on commons and rares alone. There's a Neo Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Excellent. Another Aquamirror cycle. Is Inzektor Gauntlet any good? I am not overlooking any Inzektor cards after the ORCS episode.
We just got a Gaia Dragon, the Thunder Charger. If we pull a copy of a Tome, oh my god, Robert, good fucking luck.
Pack number 14, another Zect conversion. Okay, now I have to start thinking. Now I have to start considering the Inzektors seriously. We've received a super rare for Inzektors and 2 copies of the Inzektor Snatch Steel. Ooh. The Inzektors in this set on their own are kind of terrible, but 2 copies of Zect Conversion. Snatch Steel is rarely a bad card. I'll have to look for if we can get 3 Gauntlets and 3 of all the other Inzektor cards in here.
That's a second copy of Beatron. That means we have the ability to have these synergize together. We don't have a rank 4 to summon with these though, so aside from the fact that we could just do this for style points, this really actually doesn't do much.
Next back, there's a Giga Cricket. Okay, this may be a real payoff for the Inzektors to go with our Zect Conversion. Let's take a look at this card. Okay, it goes to 2000 and gains piercing. If we got 3 of these, I'd definitely consider it. I hope we don't though. I'm really gunning for those Tefnuits. Pack 16, there's a Beatron. Okay, it's an ultra rare. Our ultra rare luck has been incredible in terms of, you know, pulling ultra rares. A Photon Pappy Operative though, a second copy of that is great. There's another Light Ray Daedalus. This is another good payoff for the hieratic deck.
Super rare Noble Knight Artorigus. Unfortunately, this is just like an 1818. I wish this was like 2000. That would have made it a little bit more interesting. Hieratic Seal of Supremacy is not actually that bad because this could be a way for us to just get out our Hieratics if we need to. Light Ray Gear Free, though, again, all of the Light Ray cards in the set are crazy as long as we just play a light deck, and it's looking like that's going to be the case.
Next back, another Evoprice and another Neo Galaxy Eyes Photon Dragon. Where are all these Ultras coming from? I'm sure there are better Ultras in the set. Next pack, another Ancient Dragon in the rare slot is not ideal. There's definitely our 3rd Berserk Scales if we didn't have 3 already, and that's another Sue. I really do think that we are full up on our common Hieratics, which is great to see.
Oh shit, I mean, if we're playing the Hieratics, Convocation is not a terrible card. It's actually maybe one of the best, because that means we get to pick which Hieratic we want to add from our deck to our hand. I will take it.
Another Asar. Okay, that is actually probably just a good card to have available, and this banishes Hieratics from the graveyard to get us into our Light Ray Sorcerer. If we can get a second copy of Light Ray Sorcerer, that's a very, very good payoff. Last pack. Another Pappy Operative. Well, we're full up on Xyz monsters, and that's not terrible. A 3rd Bouncer Guard is pretty good. Not sure if we got all of our Blade Bouncers, but we did get all of our Phantom Bouncers to work with. Interesting stuff to think about here. I'm looking forward to deck build.
All right, guys, only a couple of packs left. Let's see what we get here in the close. Evo Diversity, I wish that was another Convocation, but we can't get everything, unfortunately. I don't know what we want in the last pack, honestly. I feel like our pulls are pretty good. Absorbing Jar, I definitely don't think that's the card we wanted, I'll be honest. This last pack was a bit of a dud, but you know what? I think we've got the makings of a fantastic deck, so let's get to building.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my ass beat today. Wow, this deck is really aggressive. There's a lot of gas in here, but this is all commons and rares, things that I expect Alex is going to get at least as many of as me. I pulled 1 Sue and 1 Tefnuit and 0 copies of Hieratic Seal of Convocation, our Stratos Rhoda for the deck, and that means that the best strategy in this set available at common and rare is largely not available to me. In order to make up for that, I am having to run some copies fewer of some very powerful cards in this set. Things like Xyz's Wrath and Butterfly Yoke I can't afford to put in the main deck because I need access to as many hieratic cards as I can in order to keep up with the aggression that Alex's deck can probably put out. That makes this a little bit bricky, but this is what we're going for. Our boss monsters are Light Ray Gearfried, which I can summon with 5 or more names in my graveyard, light names, Triple Daedalus, which is just 4 or more light monsters, 1 copy of Light Ray Sorcerer because I can get this card's summon off of either Alex's copies of Hieratic Seal of Banishment or Hieratic Dragon of Hussar. This may be a little bit excessively high rolly of me. I could probably stand to cut this card, but I think it's funny, and so I'm gonna run it. We've got our 1 Sue, our 1 Tefnuit, our triple Nebethet, our triple Asset, our triple Nuit. I shouldn't have to run this card, but I do because of our Hieratic lineup. I am supplementing that with the 3 Hieratic Seal of Supremacy to hopefully get our monster lineup started a little faster than Alex's. This card also is improved a lot by the inclusion of Berserk Scales, which allows us to get out a monster from our deck in the form of Wattail Dragon or Hieratic Seal of the Sun Dragon Overlord. This can fuel things like Hieratic Seal of Banishment or Mini Guts. This is a deeply suspect strategy. We've got our 1 Wattail Dragon and our 1 Hieratic Seal of the Sun Dragon Overlord, and finally our boss monster besides the other boss monsters, Hieratic Dragon of Hussar. This requires much less commitment than the other 3 do, and so I am running it even though it does very little. Next, we have our only monsters out of archetype or out of the typing here, Cameraclops, which can deal with most of the big monsters in the set, and we are going to need to be able to do that, and 2 copies of Gaga Gardna. There's a world where Cameraclops just isn't worth it. Something like a Butterfly Yoke would be better anyway, but I'm not totally sold on that. Let's see what this can do. GLHF, I guess.
All right, you know what? I think Galactic Overlord is going to kick ass for this series. I mean, look at that. This looks like a playable deck until you see like Bright Star Dragon and Butterfly Yoke, but I mean, everything else in here looks pretty solid. So let's do the card by card. Bright Star Dragon is a light 1900, which is really all this thing is good for. We have the Hieratics in the forms of a set, Nebethet. We are on Nuit. This card is not very good, but it's okay for what we're trying to do. We're also playing Sue and Tefnuit. I think that's all of them, and each of these have their own respective effects. So a set you can normal summon without tributing. Its attack becomes 1000, but that doesn't matter. This is sort of the catalyst to get all of the other of our Hieratics online. And so it also just has the ability to match levels, but we're not going to worry about that. This is just basically a normal summon to set up for all the other cards that we have here, like Nebethet. Nebethet, you can special summon it from your hand by tributing any hieratic monster, so a normal summon to set. And then once per turn, you can tribute a hieratic monster, except this card from your hand or your side of the field, target a monster your opponent controls, destroy it. That's monster removal built into a monster, and this is 2000 attack. That is insane. So we've got that. Also, we can special summon a normal type dragon if it itself is tributed, and so that could be relevant. It's probably not going to be, in all honesty, but we do have that there just in case. 3 copies of Nuit. This isn't the best stat line, but it has this like just weird synergy with the deck because we need to just have normal hieratics that we contribute for the big ones, so that's why he's here. Sue is the same thing as Nebethet, except it can pop back row instead of monsters, and it's 2200 attack. Tefnuit's like a cyber dragon, so that's pretty cool. And then we have the light ray monsters. So we have triple Daedalus, a Diabolos, and a Gearfried. So Daedalus is the best because you just need 4 more lights engrave, and that's it. Where Diabolos and Gearfried need 5, and they have to have different names, which is a bit of a steeper cost. But these things are gigantic for what it's worth, so that's perfectly fine. That's really all these guys are here for. Like, Diabolos has an effect, and so does Gearfried, which is kind of relevant. But honestly, we're just looking to drop 2800s. That's really all that matters. 2 copies of Light Ray Grepher. This is another light name. The stats aren't the best, but it's like fine for what we're trying to do. It's also something we can just special summon by pitching another light and then tribute it for one of our hieratics, so that's pretty cool. I'm non-ironically playing Rocket Arrow Express because I think this card is actually pretty good in sealed, and hilariously enough, there are some synergies with this card outside of it being what it is. And then also, if we just drop this on Robert, he's gonna freak. Tardy Orc is actually insane, even though it's not a light. Who cares? That's why we're playing our Torgus, though, because he's stat line, again, not fantastic, but it's another light name if we want to get to our big guys. And then we have a Wattail Dragon. We can just summon this if any of these get tributed, which gives us more tribute fodder. But Wattail Dragon's also 2,500 attack just by itself. And honestly, I may want to play another copy of this. I pulled 2. I think I'm actually going to cut a copy. What am I not going to play? I'm not going to play this. Let's just put another Wattail in. Not in the main, but the side, just because I think it'd be pretty good to have this in case. So that's it for the monsters. We have Berserk Scales for our spell. This is like a battle trick that you may think is pretty bad because the monster loses 2,000 attack after gaining 1,000, but if we're tributing it, it doesn't matter. So that's the main reason this is here. And then Convocation to search whichever one we need. Pretty much going to be always be Nebthet because it's removal. And then the traps, 3 Butterfly Yoke just because it's like a nice little battle trick. Dimension Slice is removal, and special summoning is very easy for us to do. 2 Hieratic Seal of Banishment, which just another way to be able to just deal with stuff, which is fantastic. And 3 copies of Nitwit Outwit. Imagine sending a Rocket Arrow Express to drain a monster's attack by 5,000. That is what this card is capable of doing, and that would be fucking hilarious if we pull it off. I gotta be honest, the side deck's probably irrelevant. Camera Clops is kind of removal, but it's like really bad removal. There are a few things this can snipe though. It's also a light, so it gives us light names if we're trying to get for Diabolos or Gearfried, so that's something to consider. We have the third, or rather the second Wattail now. Triple Supremacy. This is nice just to be able to get a Hieratic onto the field. Now that I look at this card, I should probably main deck this because like it doesn't get rid of the monster at all. It just literally just says special summon a Hieratic. I guess the only downside is you need a Hieratic that's worth summoning, and like honestly there's only 6. If you don't have Nebthet or Asu, this like isn't that great. I guess it gives you tribute fodder, and I'll keep it in the side deck. Maybe I'll put it in later. I like the way my deck looks. We have Mini Guts, and then we have Storm and Gamashara, which is, again, these cards are very situational. They're like fine, but it is what it is. So guys, I can't wait to see what Robert brought to the table, and we may be having a Hieratic mirror match. That's gonna be a lot of fun. So ladies and gentlemen, let's not make you wait any longer. It's time to duel. Oh, Robert, I am fucking excited for this. This set rocks. Holy shit.
This set is insane, and you are going to beat my ass into the ground. My pulls were terrible.
Really? I mean, we know historically you have terrible luck with commons and rares, but man, I feel really good about this episode.
Every common and rare in this set is insane, and the hollows suck ass.
And knowing your luck, you probably pulled all the hollows and nothing else, and that's it. But
I will say no more on this.
Only one way to find out, buddy. Let's go and shout the patron. Lucas Diffley, thank you for the support. I actually don't have my dice because I've been reconfiguring my setup. So you know what? I'm going to take you on old school style. I will tell you, I lost to Gage this week, so I'm already 0 for 1 when I don't use the die.
Okay.
Get fucked. Oh, I knew you were paper gang. That was too easy. Okay.
I literally rolled a die. I should have been doing my brain meld this time. That's an extra deck you have there. Oh god, this hand is god-awful. Oh boy.
6 cards.
This is
How
the
did
worst
you get
hand I've
6
ever seen.
cards? All right, we'll talk about that later.
What did I tell you about
That's
the
true.
hollows
I guess
in this
all
set?
the like I'm pretty sure every extra deck monster was at least super or above, except for I think Papal Operative's in here, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, best of luck, buddy. Main phase. I'm looking at my hand. Wow. I don't even know what to say. This hand fucking rocks. Let me ask you this, buddy. This has only happened one other time in, I think, this show's history. I don't think, aside from Duelist Pack Zane, there's ever been an episode where there's a likelihood that we can just die. I think this may be one of those episodes where that could be the case.
This is definitely potentially one of those episodes, yeah.
I think I'm going to try... Oh, man, it's so tempting. All right, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to normal summon Hieratic Dragon of Nuit.
Oh, excellent.
And I will set one card face down and pass the turn.
Ooh. All right. Draw for turn. Ooh. I am not a fan of this situation. I'm actually going to normal summon a Nuit of my own. And I'm going to set not 1, not 2, but 3 back.
My god. Okay.
Pass turn.
Interesting. We will draw. That is maybe the best card in my deck. Main phase 1.
Don't like to hear it.
I think we probably just have to get off to the races here. It just seems too good not to.
All right.
I'm going to sacrifice Nuit for Nebthet.
Oh, good. Oh, excellent. Love to
Anything
see it.
here.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
I'm going to fire this Nebthet. We are going to tribute. Ooh, who do I want to tribute? Yeah, we'll get rid of S-Set, and we'll target him.
Okay, we will do the declaration and summon ourselves. Oh, do we want? I think we want to summon the egg.
Okay.
It tells you a lot about my pulls that I am having to run the egg.
Yeah, I was about to say. Okay, so then.
And there goes my
so resolution, he dies. We are totally cool with that. Let's just go to battle. Let's just take out the egg.
That's fine.
And I will just throw it back. I'm not in any major hurry.
Interesting. Draw for turn. Yeah, let's...
Oh, I forgot I can trigger a set. What the fuck am I doing? Hold on.
Yeah,
sorry.
you can
it's 0-0, so it's not going to do anything. Unlike you, I have a much better card, if I can find it. What the fuck? Where is it? Oh, there it is.
Oh, God. You got like an Alexandrite dragon or something like that. Oh,
yeah,
you
we have
got
Wattail
dragon.
No.
Okay.
Not that good. Not that good.
Let's normal summon the almighty camera clops.
Yeah, that's fine.
Battle phase. I'll swing into it.
So this is your way to clear my Nebthet. That's kind of frustrating. Does Camera Clops die with it?
No, it's at the start of the damage step, so it doesn't go to damage calc.
Interesting. Okay. Then I have no response. Sadly, my Nebthet will perish.
Hell yeah, Camera Clops clears. Your go. That's the whole turn.
Camera Clops is pretty good. Like, no joke.
It's pretty solid. All right.
It's only if he attacks, though. So that's at least...
That is true. That is... He is not, like, catastrophe for this set.
Not at all. I'm just going to keep it simple. I'm going to sack the Wattail for a Sue.
Oh, God. Yeah, that's perfectly
Battle?
fine.
Just try it.
Would you like to proceed to the damage step? I will Berserk Scales my Camera Claws.
Okay.
To put it to 24.
Put you to 24, huh?
Yep.
How much do I value this Sue is the question. Yeah, I'll go for it. I'll Nitwit Outwit.
Okay, what are you discarding?
Get rid of a Tefnuit.
Ooh, getting rid of a Tefnuit. That's kind of spicy. So that would put Camera Clops to a grand total
300.
300? Oh, Nitwit Outwit, discarding a Light Ray Daedalus. Targeting
so that's
going
to drain me down to 0. That is perfectly fine.
Correct.
And that will resolve. So...
Okay, so you will take 24... No, you will just take 300 because... Yeah, okay.
That was nice and easy to figure out.
Yes, it was.
Second main. I'm going to pass.
Okay, draw for turn. So now I've just got a Camera Clops with 0 attack.
Yep, because the Berserk Scales drains him.
You know, sometimes sometimes that's what you have to deal with. I think it was more important for me to make sure that I got rid of Sue and kept you off materials. I'm going to shift it to defense and pass the turn.
Interesting. Playing it a bit slow. I will go to main phase 1.
I enjoy that you think that I have a choice in the matter.
Are you ready for the most feared monster in all of Duel Monsters?
What is going on?
Well, first I'm going to set a card face down.
Uh-huh.
Never mind. Forget I said everything. I need to remember how this actually works. Never mind.
Okay.
Never mind. This doesn't work the way I wanted to, sadly. I'm going to take that back. We're just going to Convocation.
Sure. Yeah.
Camera Clops is 16, correct?
16, yep. So it does indeed lose
It's
to
funny, like, Newit by competitive standards is awful, but in our little sealed environment, he's not bad. He's not terrible. Yeah. I actually think I'm going to grab him.
Okay.
Let's just go for him. Try to head over.
There he is. Okay, you are successful.
Right. And then I've got a back row. Where do you?
Don't like that you have a back row. That's not cool. Draw for turn. Hold up. Hold up. All right. This is terrible.
Oh, you're counting in the graveyard. I don't like that. You have 4 different light names. That's pretty scary.
I don't think you should be that excited.
Okay. So no Daedalus then in that case.
We are going to... I hate this. We're going to activate Hieratic Seal of Supremacy to special summon Esset from our hand.
It's 19. All right.
It's a 19, yeah. Let's go to battle, see what we could accomplish here.
Do I have to do this? Oh my god, I think I do. It's so bad, though. I'll activate Hieratic Seal of Banishment to tribute my Nuit and target your asset.
Oh, that's the worst thing it could have been.
Yeah, that's right. No 5 light monsters for you, Robert.
I don't know.
Yeah, shut up. We know what you're talking about. Oh, you want me to make it infinitely worse for you?
I always want to make it infinitely worse.
Since I control no cards, I'm going to special summon Rocket Arrow Express.
What the fuck is this card?
This has 5,000 attack, you fool. Best of luck.
Draw for turn. Main phase 1. Set a back row. Pass.
I'll draw during my standby. Oh, that fucking sucks that I drew that. Standby phase, I will send all cards in my hand to the graveyard.
Okay, surely I will find a way to out this card next
5,000
turn.
attack to the face. Rocket
I'll take
Arrow.
5,000.
Draw your last pathetic card, Robert.
Oh, Alex. Alex, I absolutely will draw my last card because I'm going to special summon Hieratic Dragon of Tefnuit. And not only am I going to special summon Hieratic Dragon of Tefnuit, I am going to tribute it for the activation of Hieratic Seal of Banishment of my own. Then I will declare Tefnuit's effect, special summoning a Wattail Dragon from my deck. And, is that 5 names in my graveyard, Alex? I wonder what that allows me to summon. Light Ray Gearfried. Let's go. Attack
This is
directly.
a fucking anime. Oh my god, what is going on?
Your go.
Can I get another Light Ray fucking... Or not a Light Ray, another Rocket Arrow Express? That'd be nice. Go ahead.
All right, draw for turn. Oh, it gets better. It gets so much better because now I can normal summon Hieratic Dragon of Nuit and go to battle phase. Attack directly for 1,700.
Am I dead? Oh no, barely.
And attack directly for 20.
Almost. May as well be.
I
don't know what the fuck I can draw to get out of this. Ah, that doesn't do it. All right, I lost with the Rocket Arrow. I lost with the Rocket Arrow. I'm so sad. So close. I was so close to humiliating you with the fucking Rocket Arrow. I was one turn away. It's so insane. It's like, how many times in this series do we get down to like a fucking top deck war? Do you realize how many times I wish I drew a 5,000 attack monster immediately?
That is fair.
Yeah.
That is fair.
All right. Well, I'm trying to play, but I'm getting dueling booked, so we're going to have to sadly wait here.
Oh, this hand is... Oh, this... How did this happen to me?
Okay. Are we not lagging anymore?
I think I'm live.
Okay. Let's try this again. There we go. Okay. Thank you, dueling book.
I'm so boned. I am so unbelievably screwed.
Okay. We are going to normal summon a copy of Esset.
Yeah, go off, King.
And we're going to set one card and throw it to you.
Oh, okay. Got ourselves a one grand dude.
1 grand dude.
You would think I could deal with a 1 grand dude, wouldn't you? I will set 2 back row and pass my turn.
Are you okay over there, buddy?
No.
Okay. In that case, I will normal summon a Nuit.
Yeah.
1,017.
Take 27.
I'll set and pass. Go ahead.
If I have a single choice in the world, draw for turn. You would be fucked, but this card doesn't do anything in this hand.
This is the real side effect of Rocket Arrow Express. Your deck is so stunned that I'm even playing it that it now has decided to let me win by default.
Oh God. Maybe we just set a card.
Okay.
Maybe that will help me.
Okay.
Normal summon the almighty camera clock.
He has returned.
I can't do anything past her. Your monsters are all too dinky. Oh, that's a 1,000 attack point asset.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll try for it. Yeah.
Okay. Do I just let this go? if everything you have, I mean, like, everything in the set is primarily a battle trick, so, like, I'm kind of just tempted to, like, banishment this.
Sure. Works for me. Would you like to summon a monster from your
I
deck?
can do that. I keep forgetting that this is the one that does that. Yeah, I keep thinking that because Newits can't do that. In my head, I'm like, oh, yeah, these cards all suck.
Between the two of us, neither of us is going to remember a single effect of Essay.
Correct.
It's all right.
That's fine. We will go ahead and normal summon yet another copy of Newit.
Phenomenal. Incredible.
34.
I'll take 34.
Okay. And I will pass the turn.
All right, draw for turn. That's the draw. Out of every draw in my deck.
Oh. Well, Robert, you failed to stand up to 2, Hieratic Dragon of Newit, so what hope do you have against 3?
I'm not sure, Alex. I'm going to be honest with you. During the damage step, I'll nitwit, outwit.
Okay.
It will discard, I don't know, Watt-tail Dragon.
Sure, so this will sink him to 0. Attack!
Yep. I will nitwit, outwit again, discarding Daedalus.
Attack!
I'll take 17.
Okay, overlay for Cowboy, I wish. Go ahead.
Oh, God. Draw for turn.
I can see the issue with
Fucking
your head.
phenomenal. Oh, no. Imagine drawing a monster. Imagine drawing a monster.
Should have had Rocket Arrow Express in your deck, buddy. I don't know
should have.
It's okay, you get to go first. This is the first time you've gotten to do that this
Maybe
game.
I'll draw a monster this time. Oh, good news. I drew a monster.
Okay, good. That means I'll the game.
Okay. I drew a not terrible combination of monster adjacent things.
Okay.
Can you OTK me if I pass turn here?
Depends how many rocket
I feel
arrows
like
I
I
have.
might have a shot at OTKing you if I just pass.
Wow, okay. See, I believe that too, because you actually have 6 cards in your extra deck.
Trust me, not a single one of those cards will help me with that plan. I'm a coward. Let's normal summon Esset, set 2, and pass.
Boo.
I know, but I've got a pretty good turn next turn if I do this instead of the thing I wanted to do.
Interesting. Let's try it. Knew it.
Knew it is A-okay.
Get in.
Does Knew it trigger during the damage step?
Doesn't say that he doesn't.
That is true.
And usually if cards don't trigger in the damage step, they say that they don't.
I think the plan here then is to banishment targeting Knew it.
Sure.
And then I will use Asset.
Sure.
And we will summon Watt-tail Dragon.
I'll just set 2 and pass.
Okay. Draw for turn.
Well, you said you were going to be able to OTK me this turn, so...
If I had kept Essa in hand, that might have been true. Let's normal summon a Newit of our own.
Sure.
Go to battle phase, and I will swing in.
No problem with that.
Okay. Pass turn.
We'll draw. That is not ideal. Let's go for a Light Ray Greffer.
Fascinating.
Let's hit over the Watt-tail.
That's fine.
Okay. Second main, over to you.
Okay. Draw for turn. So, what I'm thinking about here is that I have mini guts in hand. If I can use mini guts to hit Light Ray Greffer and hit Dome Alex for, what would that be? I have a Hieratic Dragon of Asar in my hand. If I can Dome Alex for the full, that is 4,300 points of damage, that plus a Nebthet wins me the game here. But Nebthet isn't big enough. I think I would have to go for Camera Clops in order to do so. Nitwit Outwit ruins my entire life if I do that, but I think I'm willing to take the shot. All right, Alex. I think I have the plan. I think there is a way that I win the game this turn. I think It's a little bit risky, but I think it does what I want. The first thing that we have to do in order for this to work is we have to sack off Nuit to special summon Nebthet.
Okay. Pretty strong.
The next thing that we have to do is banish. Oh god, Dueling Book's gonna do the thing again. Banish a Wattail Dragon and a Shure and an Esset from my graveyard to summon Hieratic Dragon of Asar.
Ooh, okay.
All right. Then I am going to normal summon Cameraclops.
Okay.
Then I will Mini Guts, sacking off Cameraclops to make Light Ray Greffer a 0.
Oh. Okay, so this then, if the monster gets destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you'll basically be able to hit through and do a ton. So it's like you get a little Ring of Destruction one-sided, essentially.
Yes, basically, yeah.
Okay, okay.
All right, battle phase. I'll attack with Asar.
Thinking.
Okay.
So this will be how much? I take 26 plus 17, so 36, 43. This is exact lethal?
This
Are you
is
serious?
exact lethal. Yep.
Wow. That's kind of annoying.
It's not good, let me tell you, but it is exact lethal. I did want to try for the OTK.
I can let you know right now, I have a way to stop you.
I figured you might.
Yeah. You just wanted to go for the style points.
I wanted to go for the style points. The winning play was probably just normal summoning Cameraclops and getting in, if we're going to be honest.
Similarly to you, I'm in a situation where there might be an objectively correct way to do this, but there's also another way I could do this that is higher risk, but might actually be correct, but I don't know what the answer to that is yet. The other issue I have is Asar is just fucking big.
Big dude. That is true.
26. Like, I'm trying to think in my deck, like, what I can draw that actually gets me out of this, and I don't know what the answer to that is. Okay, all right, so can we enter the damage step?
We can enter the damage step.
Okay. I am going to Nitwit Outwit. I'm going to target your Asar, obviously, and let's get rid of this Light Ray Greffer.
Okay, so it would go down to 900?
Yes, so I'm still going to lose my Greffer. I'm only doing this just so I don't lose the game.
Fair enough.
So I'll take 9, and then the effect of Mini Guts goes where I will take 17 from the Greffer.
Yeah. And then I will attack in for 2k.
And I'll take it.
All right, pass.
Draw. Oh my god, that might do it. I kind of wish it was the other one. That's a sick draw, though. Mega Punish for deck building. Okay. Well,
I feel that.
I guess I gotta do what I gotta do, I guess. Normal Esset.
Yeah, that's fine.
Sack for Nebthet.
Okay, yep.
Unfortunately, I don't have the level 8, because otherwise this would be sick here.
Oh, yeah, because then you could tribute off. Yep.
Yeah, the level 8 is a hieratic, so let's just crash the Nebthets.
Okay, that makes sense.
And that's it. Go ahead.
All right, draw for turn. I am going to tribute off Asar for another Nebthet.
Ooh, okay.
And then we will go to battle phase, and I'll swing into Wattail.
Interesting. That's fine.
Okay. Pass turn. This is tough. This is a rough one.
Interesting you chose to sack the Asar here.
Nitwit Outwit is permanent.
Also makes sense.
Asar was a fat 900, 700. I mean, not like I have been choosing to go for the game-winning plays this entire game. It's not like I could have just normal summoned Cameraclops and attacked into your Light Ray Greffer and not had to deal with any of this.
Yeah, yeah. That's good. That means we're even then on fuck-ups this game. Sometimes you just gotta believe. I activate Nitwit Outwit.
Okay.
I will drain your Nebthet.
Oh no. There's no
I special summon Rocket Arrow Express!
All right. There are draws in my deck that do it here.
There are.
Draw for turn.
This one's for the fans.
Well, I mean, you're right. Sometimes you do have to.
Okay. Okay.
Your turn.
Standby phase. Could I have even? I could not have. Okay. Gear freed to the graveyard, but now I'm live. I draw another one. Battle Rocket Arrow. Get in.
All right. There goes my Nebthet.
Okay, so this is going to be interesting, buddy. Let's see you draw some monsters.
Draw for turn. Okay. All right. Does this do what I want it to do? Okay. I think that is the way to do things. Or do I hold this card? What's the universe where it's correct for me to hold this card?
I mean, you can afford to take one 5,000 shot to the face. Just saying. And remember, game one, when you... Or was it game one? Last game? I don't remember. One of the games, you said you should have held something. And actually, I think that was this game.
Yeah, it was this game. So fortunately, it turns out that that was the wrong play, knowing what you had in store. I am going to make a terrible decision here, potentially. I'm actually going to hold the monster in my hand.
Yes. My Sue goes to the graveyard. Woo-woo, motherfucker! Get in!
I'll take $5 grand.
Woohoo! All right, we did it twice in one match. I think that's a record for this card.
All right, draw for turn. Does that do it? Holy shit, that might do it.
No way.
Wait, does that actually win the game? I was just thinking about preserving my board presence, but there's actually a possibility I win this.
Well, my cards are on the table, so...
Indeed. Okay. Special summon Light Ray Gearfried.
You only have 4 with different names, sir.
Oh, shit. That's not good. That's actually a problem for me. We're just going to yoink this back. Okay, that actually changes the plans, potentially.
I would hope so.
God damn it, I lost it. I will instead normal summon Hieratic Dragon of Nuit.
Our favorite card, yep.
Pass the turn. This potentially barely preserves my life points.
I will draw, standby phase, I will lose the card. We're all in, so you gotta do it.
Proceed to damage step.
Nitwit, Outwit, Shackles me, or whatever the hell that Berserk skin, whatever the hell it is.
I am going to Nitwit, Outwit, discarding my Light Raid Gearfried, and I'm going to Berserk Scales targeting my Nuit, and I'll trigger Nuit.
Sure.
Okay. This summons Wattail from my deck. And that puts Nuit up to 4,300 and Rocket Arrow, or no, that's not how this works. That was the math for if I had Light Ray Gearfried on the board. So
I take 5. It's 27 to 22.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, there we go.
You fought well, Rocket Arrow. You fought well.
I now have a...
you have 2 0 attack monsters on your
2 0 attack monsters. That's everything I could have possibly needed.
Oh,
the best draw in my deck! Light Ray Daedalus for game! Let's go!
You got it. That was a good one. That would been going off the top.
Oh, okay. That was
maybe the Rocket Arrow was a bit too much of a meme. But honestly, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, I was in a lot of trouble if it weren't for exactly Light Ray Gearfried, which is the one of that saved me both game 1 and game 3.
Yeah. I think I tunneled too much. Like, I'm only playing one of it, so I just happened to see it 2 games out of 3 in the opening hand. But I don't know. I feel like so I had like plays too where I could have like nitwitted, outwitted, pitched it, which is what's cool is that like nothing in your deck's 5,000 attack unless you're playing your own copy of this. So it'll basically guarantee drain something to 0, which is kind of cool. I think I still giga fucked up when I didn't realize that nitwit, outwit is permanent because I could have just attacked your Asar instead. And then had you... you drew a Nebthet, so you could have used your Nebthet to pop my Nebthet, and then if you try to attack me for game at that point, I had the Nitwit Outwit to sync your Nebthet with the Rocket Arrow, and then I would have just been top decking at that point. So still not like great, but I didn't know, how that was going to play out. My options were very limited, so it was go in on the rocket arrow or not, and I decided to go for it.
we both went for the high roll plays today. We both wanted our anime moments, and by gum did we get them.
That's what this set lent itself towards. I mean, you almost actually OTK'd me with like a 6,300 damage barrage, which doesn't happen very often in this series, which is cool.
That's true.
But the power level in this set is just ridiculous, and there's so many things that can just special summon, and this was a lot of fun. This was great.
Yeah, this was a great one.
So guys, that's going to wrap it up for another video. I really hope you all enjoyed. Let's go ahead and shout the patrons for all of their continued support. So shout out to Shadow1317, Tim00x3, Moto, MBT Playing with Dolce, Cameron Smith, Pony Stark, Part 2, The Synchro Guide, Dan Manhoben, Phoenix the Immortal, Dixon Yamada, Draconic, Jordan Coons, Iron Bladesman, Jesse Wood, Chris Hood, Valen Jackson, Little Fadeleaf, Dylan Hunter, Cody Brett's Extremely Vulgar Man, Brody Eastwood, Carlos DT, Flannel Daddy, Hornet, and Unitaisho. Thanks for the sleeves, Dad. Max, Matthew Brady, Twinkle Muncher, Dalton, Luabon, Yodabon. I've tried reading cards before. It was horrible, and my guinea pigs had to give me therapy. Helios515, Simo's Chaos Cooking Draft, Cheeks McLafferty, Stolfin Amethyst, Nim Noodle, Malabranch of the Burning Tunnels, Wonder Waffle, MBT Cancel by all Community soon, Cancel by all Committee soon, Cancel by all Players soon, Sakura-san, Shrugzix, The Crystal Beast Enthusiast, ITF, Corvain, and True Dragon Gaming. Thank you all so much for watching, and we will see you next time.